Alright, today's lesson is AKS 45A, explaining the qualifications for the governor, lieutenant governor, and their role in the executive branch of state government. Your materials are going to be the Kahoot link here, the watch.me link. There's a written response at the end. There's also a pattern that you will have to create. Alright, so we're going to start the lesson with a 3-2-1 action task. The students are going to tell you 3 things that they found interesting about the executive branch, 2 things they would like to know, and then 1 new idea they have developed about the role of the executive branch in Georgia because of the coronavirus response. Some of them may get confused with the directions here. Basically, for the last one, you're asking them to think of something that the executive branch could do to help with the coronavirus, being that the executive branch enforces laws. All right, they will create this, or they will answer these questions on a Padlet that you'll create. If you go to Padlet, you'll see there's one that has columns. You can ask multiple questions, and it helps keep it organized. I didn't give you a link. I didn't want people to accidentally use mine, and then we have everybody's kids answering my Padlet. But I will have a picture of the Padlet and what it should look like, so you can copy it for your class. All right, so at that point, after that, you can go to the wiser.me. Steps 1 through 4 are all on the same wiser.me worksheet. And it's going to be a combination of the we do together and we do alone, or they do alone. Excuse me. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to watch this small clip on what does the executive branch do, and then we're going to give their answer here. So this question is actually not going to be graded. I just want to know what they think. All right, and the reason why I'm saying it's not going to be graded is because I'm only grading the multiple choice questions. That way they can give them a grade and we can put that in the grade book. If I was to have the written response questions be graded, you have to go back and individually grade this assignment for each kid. All right, so I thought this part was kind of cool. This came from the county. What the kids will do is they'll analyze this list of Georgia's governors dating back to 1948. And based on what they see, they need to be able to understand the age requirement, understand the terms, so how many years per term, how many terms the individual will have. Okay. It will take a little bit of math, but not a lot. They'll all figure out that all these dates are either 4 years or 8 years. Then they'll answer the question below as follow. This is a very great assignment, and it requires them to use their critical thinking skills. You may have to lead some of your lower learners to the first answer or two, but for the most part, I think the kids will enjoy this, and it will also be informal. To be informational. Okay, so question they will answer would be the minimum age of lieutenant governor. They'll find that up here, as it says, you can be the governor at 30. How many terms they'll serve, they'll find that here by reading through this part here, as well as how many consecutive terms. Consecutive terms allowed, yes, 2. What are the residency requirements for the lieutenant governor? There's 2. It must be a Georgia citizen for 6 years, a citizen of the United States for 15, and you'll see that down here as well. Sorry, I need to change that now while I see it. There's only one answer for that question. Alright, so next we'll come here and we'll do the same thing. Once they go through it, we'll go through together as a class and make sure they all got the right answers. Then they'll go to the duties, formal and informal, for the governor, and they're going to figure it out based on these newspaper clippings and internet articles that have been posted throughout the years, just explaining the things that they do. and they should be able to understand what the job is based on what they see. So you see Kemp signs the budget, gives a state address, calls the National Guard, appoints a police chief, fills insurance post after incident. All right, so it kind of just goes through and just tells you or just shows you all the times that the governor has done their job. All right, and then they're going to list the resource. They're going to look at the resource above. They're going to write their answers down here of all things that they notice. This is also a question that's not graded, but we will talk about this as a class afterwards. I would say to give them somewhere between 5 or 10 minutes. For your high flyers, 5 minutes should be fine. For your struggle buddies, definitely 8 to 10 minutes would probably be more the speed. Alright, and the final part, I'm saying it'll take a little longer because it has 2 readings to go with it. Depending on your class, I may actually read it with them. I was going to condense the reading, but there are answers to the question on each of the paragraphs, and so condensing it didn't really help at all. Alright, but as soon as they're going to read through, they're going to read what the lieutenant governor does, what the president, Tim Poor, does. All right, and then we'll really get into the difference between the lieutenant governor and the governor. All right, we'll talk about the difference in salaries, talk about the difference in jobs, what one can do, what the other can't do. Okay, and based on their reading, they're going to match the role to either the governor or the lieutenant governor. Okay. All right, here it shows the answers, but what the students will see, they'll see all of these below these 2 things here, and they'll have to move it over to the correct side. All right. So once they have completed that, you would then give them the ticket out the door, which would be AKS 45A written response. And it's a simple response. It says explain the logic behind the qualifications of the governor and lieutenant governor based on their role in Georgia's government. Use the note from today in your answer, include qualifications and the roles. So basically, when you use their notes, they're going to use their notes and their answer to these questions here. So one, they show you that they understand what the qualifications are, and then based on the qualifications, explain to you why they understand why they're so much higher than the General Assembly, or why they don't understand. Okay, most of the time they do understand why the qualifications are more strenuous. And at that point, they just got to explain to you why it's more strenuous based on what they wrote. Okay, so in their answer, they should include some of the qualifications, and it should include some of the roles. All right, answer that you should be looking for when grading this is, I understand that the qualifications for the governor and the lieutenant governor are more strenuous or, tougher than that of the general assembly because the governor is responsible for fill in the blank. All right. For homework, I really want to start giving the kids more homework. I think they can kind of work through as needed. There is a Kahoot that I created. You have to make a copy. I would simply just assign it to them as homework, but it's 21 questions based all on AKS 45A. Okay, so just AKS 45. Like I said, I would perfectly do it as a homework assignment. But if you have time in class, you can do that. Or if you want to do it the next day in class for the first 5 or 10 minutes, that could work as well. All right, but that is AKS 45A. The wiser.me is linked here. The written response is already inside of the folder. So is the picture of the Padlet as well, so you can copy that. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'll be back to school on Wednesday.